As a journalist, as an entrepreneur, you have been trying to connect the American Silicon Valley with China. Now, since this ban has come out, there has been a lot of controversy. How has this ban and the uncertainty surrounding it affected your company and your business?
Okay, so far everything goes well so far. I'm funding a media company, so tech media company. So we have office in Beijing and San Francisco, which means, and even for me myself, I always traveling back and forth from month to month between Silicon Valley and China. So so far everything goes well because because we are a tech media company. So my employees based in San Francisco and Bay Area are majorly this kind of the reporters. So they are holding the I visa, the journalist visa, the media visa to coming to the U.S. for their work. So far the media visa may not have any.
So far so good, but are you worried that your business
I'm a little
could
bit worried
potentially
about that. I'm
be
a
affected?
little bit worried about that because, firstly, obviously we know in Donald Trump, he dislikes media and journalists, right?
Okay, that's a different reason.
It's a different reason.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit worried about whether this will affect this kind of the I visa issuing by taking a long view, especially we are the reporters and based from China. I'm not sure whether they will be affected by taking a long view. And the second point is that we are also running some kind of the business in Bay Area and doing some kind of the marketing events and campaigns and some very interesting creative campaigns. So I may send, in my plan, I may send 1 or 2 employees from my Beijing office to be in the San Francisco office by holding the L1 visa. It's a professional visa or the management visa for this kind of the multinational
Is that affected
companies.
by the ban?
So far now, but
Are you worried that in the future it might?
I'm really worried about that, whether this will be restricted or they will give more investigation or taking a longer process to process this kind of the visa issue.
What is your feeling? What is your, when you smell what is happening at this moment, what is your prediction for the future?
For the future, I think, obviously, I truly believe this kind of the immigrant or non-immigrant visa or this kind of the travel policies will be restricted so far, will be restricted. It's no doubt. Even now, and this kind of the travel ban has been suspended by the court. But by taking the long view, I think from the executive order, from the White House, from the administration, I think this kind of the travel policies for foreigners will be more restricted. I truly believe that. So, for example, previously, and people in the outside the U.S. and when they try to visit in U.S. by a B1 or B2 visa, and they have probably a lot of people have those kind of the we call it interview for free process. For example, if you if your visa has not been expired for 48 months, and you can next time when you apply the visa, you can just put your visa into the post office and then get it back. Get the visa back, but now you have to do the interviews. So this kind of things, it's more restricted than before, right? So I really worry about these kind of things will happen more and more frequently.
Sure, there is the H-1B visa program, which is used to hire high-skilled foreign employees, and this seems to have been affected. Or what is the picture here?
So far, it's not be affected. But
why are people worried? Why are people in the media talking about
for
it?
Example, now the employees and who are working for Google or Facebook or Apple, some kind of the employees are from Yemen, from Iran, or from Syria. Now, if they're out of the U.S., they cannot come back to work because their visas has been suspended. Their visa has been expired or has been revoked. Maybe
while they're away, another travel ban would come.
Yeah, sure. So it cannot be predictable, right? So these kind of things will happen. So far, and I read an open letter, and it's not open letter, and the report says, and the CEO of Google, to send this kind of the information to all their H-1B employees to inform them coming back to U.S. as soon as possible, no matter you are from those kind of the 7 Muslim major countries or not, coming back to the U.S. as soon as possible, just to avoid, just to be safe, just to avoid any immediately new policies that will affect their coming back. I think.
And there is also unofficial speculation circulating among some companies that there will be more countries that are potentially put on restricted list.
Yeah, I saw this this kind of report.
What, in general, will all of this do to the U.S.'s, to all the business that we have seen that rely heavily on international talents?
Yeah.
What is this going to do to the U.S. tech industry?
I think now in this kind of the tech industry, or the tech companies are really worrying about that, because if the administration will try to raise the bar of this kind of the non-immigrant, the non-immigrant working visa like H-1B or L visa, if they raise the bar, like raise the base salary or this kind of things, or just let those tech companies provide more materials to prove you have to hire
Absolutely,
those foreign employees. If these kind of things really happen, it will really restrict their hiring policies. They may not hire more well-skilled engineers or the data scientists from the foreign countries. I think so. That's what they are really worried about. So far, I said no. Now Google is trying to set up a new R&D office, probably in Canada or in Singapore, just try to avoid this kind of things happen.
So. It is not very promising for the U.S. If Trump really wants to bring high-skilled jobs back to the United States.
Yeah, sure.
First of all, he's going to scare everybody away, and whether that's going to
take care of that. Be careful. Take care of that probably.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
really
Thomas
Luo.
Yeah,
sure.
Thank you very much for joining us today. That was Thomas Luo, co-founder and editor-in-chief of PingWest, and you're watching The Point here on CGTN. We'll take a short break, and we'll have another discussion right after that.